I'm 102 years old, and I'm about to tell you something no one ever will. Not your parents, not your therapist, not the self-help books stacked on your nightstand. They won't tell you because it's too painful, too blunt, too real. I've been alive for more than a century. I've buried 3 husbands, 2 children, nearly all my friends, and every single person I knew before I turned 40. I've watched the world reinvent itself 4 separate times, and through all of it, I learned one truth that still wakes me up at night. We live like we have forever, when in reality, we barely have anything at all. But let me tell you when I actually learned this. Not at 90, not at 80. I learned it at 34. And it took me another 69 years to truly understand what that moment was trying to teach me. It was October 16th, 1956. I remember because it was a Thursday. I had been planning to go dancing that weekend with my husband, Michael. We'd been married 7 years. We had 2 little boys, Daniel and Thomas. Michael worked at a steel factory, a good man, steady, the kind who kissed my forehead every morning before work and said, "See you tonight, Evelyn." Except that night, he never came home. There was an accident at the plant. They said it was fast. They said he didn't feel pain. They always say that, don't they? What they don't say, what no one ever tells you, is that when someone dies suddenly, they take every unsaid word with them. Every "I love you" you didn't say, every apology you postponed, every moment you were too busy, too tired, or too irritated to simply be there. That night, sitting alone at our kitchen table, I made myself a promise. I promised I would never waste another day. I promised I would live deliberately, love openly, and never postpone joy again. And you know what? I broke that promise almost immediately. I thought I was doing better. I hugged my boys more. I said, "I love you" more often. But then life happened, didn't it? I remarried. Work got busy. The boys grew up. I told myself I was fine, that I had learned my lesson. I hadn't. Not really. Because here's what I didn't understand at 34. What took me nearly 70 more years to grasp. It's not enough to survive tragedy and tell yourself you've changed. The real lesson isn't that life is short. Every greeting card already tells you that. The real lesson is this. You will forget. You will drift back into autopilot. You will start believing you have time again. And that forgetting, that slow slide back into comfort and distraction, that is the real tragedy. I married again in 1959. His name was Richard, a gentleman. We had 41 years together before his heart finally failed. And my biggest regret from those years? Not the arguments, not the money stress, not the disagreements. My biggest regret is all those ordinary Tuesday nights I spent folding laundry instead of sitting beside him. All the times I said, "Not now, I'm busy," when he wanted to go for a walk. All the moments I treated like they were guaranteed. Here's what no one tells you about living this long. You don't just lose the people you love. You lose them again and again inside your memories. Every time you think of them, you remember another moment you wasted, another conversation you half listened to, another hug you shortened because you were in a hurry. My son Thomas died in 1988. He was 46. Cancer. I was 66. I remember sitting beside his hospital bed, holding his hand, when he whispered, "Mom, I'm sorry I didn't call more." And I wanted to scream. I wanted to shake him and say, "Why are we apologizing now? Why didn't we call each other every day when we could?" But I didn't say that. I just held his hand, and I lied. I told him we had enough time. We didn't. My third husband, Henry, passed away 3 years ago. He was 97. We spent 22 years together, and even after everything I'd learned, everything I'd lost, you know what I still did? I still scrolled through my phone while he was talking. I still sighed when he told the same story for the 10th time. I still thought, I'll listen properly tomorrow. There wasn't always a tomorrow. You're young. You're probably thinking, this is depressing. Thinking, well, everyone dies eventually. You're missing the point. The point isn't that everyone dies. The point is that you're acting like you're the exception, like your life will somehow be different, like you'll have time later to live the way you truly want to live. I'm 103 years old, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, later never comes. You think you'll travel when you retire. Your knees won't allow it. You think you'll reconnect with your sister after this busy season at work. That season will last 20 years, and then she'll be gone. You think you'll write that book, learn that language, take that trip, have that conversation when you have more time, more money, more stability. You won't. Here's the cruel joke. You already have the time. You just don't value it correctly. You trade it for things that don't matter. You give it to people who drain you. You waste it worrying about things that won't matter in 5 years. And one day, if you're lucky enough to live as long as I have, you'll look back and realize you had all the time you needed. You just didn't use it. I'm not telling you to quit your job or abandon your responsibilities. I'm telling you something much harder. Pay attention. Right now, today, pay attention to how you're spending your one brief, unrepeatable life. Is your grandmother still alive? Call her today. Not tomorrow. Today. Because I'm a grandmother, and I can tell you exactly what she's doing right now. She's sitting somewhere, maybe looking at old photos, maybe staring out a window, thinking about all the people who don't call anymore. And she tells herself it's okay, that everyone is busy, that she understands. But it breaks her heart a little more each day. Your parents, if you still have them, won't be here forever. And when they're gone, you won't care about that argument from 5 years ago. You won't care that they were difficult sometimes or didn't always understand you. You'll care about the calls you didn't make, the visits you postponed, the moments you could have simply sat with them and didn't. I know this because I am that parent now. I had 2 sons. Thomas died 37 years ago. Daniel is 77 now. He visits every Sunday, rain or shine, every single Sunday. And you know what? It's still not enough. Not because he isn't a good son, he's wonderful, but because no amount of time ever feels like enough when you truly love someone. Every Sunday when he leaves, I watch him walk to his car and I think, will I see him again? At my age, every goodbye might be the last. That isn't morbid, it's mathematics. I have a great-great-granddaughter. Her name is Lily. She's 16. Last month she came to visit me and spent the entire time on her phone. I didn't say anything. What would be the point? She thinks she has forever. She thinks her messages are urgent. She thinks this moment, sitting beside her ancient great-great-grandmother, will always be available. It won't. And someday, when she's much older, she'll remember that visit, and she'll remember that she spent it staring at a screen, and it will hurt in ways she can't imagine yet. That's what I want to save you from. Not regret over big mistakes, those you can make peace with, but the regret of quiet absence, of being physically present but mentally elsewhere, of treating the people you love like they'll always be there. They won't. I won't be here much longer. I can feel it, not fearfully, just knowingly. My body is tired. It's been working for more than 100 years, and it's ready to rest. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is the thought that you might waste your life the way I wasted so much of mine. Because here's the truth I learned far too late. The moments that matter aren't the big ones. They're not your wedding day or your promotion or your graduation. Those are beautiful, but they aren't what you'll think about at the end. You'll think about a random Tuesday afternoon when your dad showed you how to fix the sink and you were patient instead of irritated. You'll think about a quiet Saturday morning making pancakes with your kids when no one was rushing. You'll think about a walk with your partner where you actually listened instead of planning what to say next. Those ordinary, unglamorous, forgettable moments when you were fully there, those are the ones that matter, and they're available to you right now. But you have to choose them. You have to fight for them, because everything in this world is designed to pull you away. Your phone, your work, your ambition, your fear, your endless list of things to do. If I could go back to that 34-year-old woman standing in her kitchen the night Michael died, this is what I'd tell her. You will break the promise you're making tonight. You'll break it again and again because you're human and humans forget. But here's your real job. Remember and return every time you drift, every time you get distracted, every time you take people for granted. Notice it and return. Return to presence, return to attention, return to love. Not perfectly, but persistently. I'm 103 years old. I've lived 37,184 days, and I can count on two hands the number of days I was fully, completely, truly present. That is my real regret. Not that I didn't achieve more, travel more, or earn more, but that I sleepwalked through most of my own life. Don't do that. Don't wait 70 years to learn this. Don't wait until everyone you love is gone to realize you should have loved them better while they were here. Stop watching this and call someone you love. Stop watching this and sit with someone in silence. Stop watching this and really look at the people in your life while they're still here to be seen. Because I promise you, with everything I have left, later never comes.